Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva.
Ooh, ah,
Ooh, ah. Do you like
Ooh. Wait, do that deep voice. Ooh, oh.
Wait, I did a really good one the other day. I was like, ooh, ah. Ooh.
Did you do a full octave drop? Oh, God.
Ooh. All right. I'm negative.
Remember when I was on the phone with you last night, and as we were talking, you kept going, and you just wouldn't stop smoking weed, and you were coughing so much every
I think that's
exhale?
because that's when the Divas and Dolls first started coming for me.
They come for you every day.
They truly do. Anyway, I'm here to talk about, do you like a highly pigmented makeup? Do you like veganism? Do you like animal cruelty free? Wait, do you hate
like
animal
talc?
cruelty? Do you like talc? Because we don't have it. Talc free vegan makeup with Hip Dot and Meatballs, Spiciest Meatball Diamond Diva palette. With a portion of the
talc here.
proceeds. No talc here, sis. No talc. It's bright. Buy my palette, and a portion of the proceeds goes to the LGBTQ plus Freedom Fund. So we're out here trying to help people.
And everywhere I look, I see this palette. This palette is a nonstop makeup experience.
We just can't stop. I think you're seeing it a lot more because we accidentally... There was a mix-up, and we accidentally sent out, like, half of the PR boxes early, so I had to send, like, a message to everyone being like, don't post about it until this day, and then the other half of the PR boxes are late, so people are literally getting it today, which is Sunday, or, like, yesterday.
But that's great because it's not one
spreading
day of
it out.
100 people. It's
Yeah.
like every day smaller amounts of people post. And it seems like people who use real makeup consider this real makeup.
It is real makeup! People are like, what is
When
this?
you said you were doing
joy-
a palette, I was like, it's going to be Crayola markers.
No, but maybe in the future we're working on other stuff. But no, it's a real palette. I mean, it's the same formula that Hip Dot uses for all their other palettes, including their SpongeBob palette and their
Kesha Rose, right?
Kesha Rose palette, which is right here. It's beautiful. I have literally every palette that they have. But it's all vegan. It's super highly pigmented. It's comparable to other vegan brands.
We get it. You have a makeup and it's sickening. Guess what I have that I've not been promoting because
A new
I feel
EP. The ham
I feel-
and cheese EP.
like what I want to have this conversation before we get into our guests, which is like, how do you feel about self-promotion in this moment?
I'm Black, so I feel that me promoting myself and working with a company that's also... I'm eating. Hold on.
You literally just took a huge bite of peanut butter waffle? Is that what that is? Is that an Eggo
But
waffle
there's
with
jelly-
peanut butter slathered on
No,
it?
it's a homemade waffle. Anyway, I feel like I'm fine because I'm Black, so I'm promoting, and the company I'm working with is supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. So,
Right.
like, we're doing double duty. So I feel like I'm fine, but I think self-promotion where nothing helps the movement that's, like, the current climate and the...
Right.
It's just not good.
Because it's interesting.
But
'cause,
I feel like your music is your music, so you should be able to promote it and not feel bad because you've been also working with so many other people.
Something I was saying to a friend on the phone was, my hope is that as we move forward, Instagram is inherently narcissistic.
Yes.
Most people who use it post selfies and things to promote appearances, projects they're working on. It's self-promotion. My hope is that moving forward, and there are a lot of Instagram accounts that are activist Instagram accounts, or they have like a specific focus. And ideally, as we move forward, so many more people are motivated and to participate in activism and social justice work, that we will see the selfie we want to see when we're following an account, and then we'll see a link to a petition or an action or a protest, and then we'll hear about a show that they're doing where a portion of the proceeds go to a good fund. I think it's going to be a big lesson in can we address what needs to address, fight for change, and also integrate that into the culture that already exists on social media. But then the other side of that argument is, do we need to break that culture that exists on social media?
Yeah. This also brings up kind of, I don't have the answer right now.
Me neither.
You know,
I don't know
what the answer
is.
is. I know that
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds crazy, but I feel as though I'm a bit exempt from this because what I'm doing is donating. I'm like trying to raise money, but I don't know about what is going
totally
on
agree.
online. I also would like to say someone messaged us saying that like me being absolutely like unfollowing people who only post or don't post anything about what's going on is wrong because he does a lot of activism behind the scenes and he doesn't feel that he needs to be promoting it and pushing it onto his followers. And to that I say, like, I guess when I said it, I was speaking in an extreme. Like, I'm just unfollowing all these people. But let me just finish what I feel like what I was saying was more like when I see people joking about it or like not saying anything, I just feel a little uncomfortable about their presence. Maybe, I don't know.
Also, that person goes, my Instagram's feed is all selfies. I do a lot of activism, but I don't want to force it down my followers. Like put it in front of them. That's not the jush. Like, that's not the idea.
Yeah, because
like,
my question is, why are you afraid for them to see you being an activist? Like, why do you feel that it's pushing it down their throats when you're just saying, hey, I went and I took part of this thing, and you're bringing awareness to maybe a group of people that will roll their eyes at the movement? Which
is the entire point. Spreading the movement, spreading the ideals, sharing it. I know plenty of people who had never been to a protest before, and the more imagery they saw, that made them nervous, but then they also saw lots of imagery of like peaceful protests, and they were like, I feel more comfortable going to that. And that was great for them because they had never been to a protest before. So we have to share information. And that's why my hope is that moving forward, people will begin to mix those things, because I love looking at sickening photos of drag queens that I like.
Do you like looking at my photos?
Occasionally.
Okay.
But like, like when they're done up in the outfit and the photoshopping is sick and the outfits are sick, it's like, I want to look at that and I want to like that. And I don't want people to be scared of sharing that. But we do have to understand that if that's all you share, it suppresses the larger idea. And so, it's like that meme that's going around that's like, regardless of what your timeline says, Black lives still matter.
Yes.
And that I think is really important. And I would love to be in a place where like a few months from now, it's commonplace for us to consume and share politicized, it's essentially like messaging and propaganda about the movement, but good propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean, we only think of propaganda as having a negative connotation, but it doesn't.
But it does have a positive one.
Yeah, if it's for the right thing.
And that's the tea on that.
We all have to be adults to make our own decisions and understand that they have a lot of weight. And
or
I'm not
gravity.
Just talking about your size.
I'm a chubbo.
Okay. Do you feel like we're political pundits now?
I really want to stop doing political stuff.
We can't. It's a whole new world.
I know, but
it's literally
talking about. I know, it's literally exhausting. Like, I'm planning on going to a protest later today. I'm not like pulling myself out of it. It's just trying to get the point across to people who don't understand it. It truly can be exhausting.
Well, I'll give the listeners a little pull back behind the curtain. We already recorded our interview with our guest, and we're recording this after. And our guest does say something very poignant about taking care of themselves to not burn out, because they have been an activist and fighting for a long time. So there is also a point of self-care in order to not burn out as you try to educate people and fight.
Yeah, and take care of yourselves. I was doing something crazy where I was literally just like watching Karen videos and just amping myself up for no reason. And it's just like, don't do that, because that is what is bad. Anyway, go to your
Don't
local
do
protest.
That.
Don't do
Don't do
that. Now I'm going to go put my feet to the ground and my message to the sky. And don't you worry, because nothing's going to bring me down.
She doesn't do the riff on down.
I know, but for me, in order for the joke to work, I have to. Otherwise, it's like it's longer. It's like a 40-minute joke.
All right, let's do our interview now.
Bye. Ooh. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Hi, you sucks, you sloppy little fucks, you dirty little fucks, you nasty little fucks. It's me, Meatball and Big Dipper. And we're here on Sloppy Sevens with Big Dipper and Meatball, you stupid little fucks.
Wow, it is Sunday and you are really letting everyone have it.
I have been up since 4 o'clock this morning drinking coffee and smoking weed. Who's ready to party?
I also want to say you do have an amazing beret on, and so shout out to the styling and fashion choices for today.
I'm wearing a bright red beret because I saw it on the floor and my hair is literally a mess. I have not had a haircut in like 100 days.
Is that true? No, your boyfriend cut your hair.
I had one quarantine cut, but he didn't do the top because he's afraid to cut the top of my hair because it's like textured and I'm black. So I don't let him do that. I'll let him shave the sides. But my hair is so dry. You know what? Why don't we just bring on our guest?
Yeah, I want to.
Okay.
Okay, something about me. I love shopping. If you love shopping too, you have to check out Rakuten.
And all you have to do is shop, 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 shop. And with Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy.
Exactly.
Shop.
Homeware, daily essentials, jeans. We're talking eBay, CVS, and even Levi's.
Ooh, so I can buy a vintage couch, tons of paper towels, and grab a new pair of jeans and still get cash back.
And that's not all. You can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
But Big Dipper, how does this magic work?
Well, I'll tell you. Rakuten is paid by partner stores to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to you, the member.
Rakuten is so real for that.
Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. Don't you want to become one of them?
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app and start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today. We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
You know, I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
You know, I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50off and use code sloppyseconds50off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off. Do you want to improve your sleep? Well, listen up and get a Helix.
Whether you sleep on your side, your back, your stomach, Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed to fit your specific sleep style.
You know, now that it's spring, why not upgrade your sleep game and get a Helix mattress?
And you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you that they have a mattress for you with over 20 different styles and models for you to sleep on. I love sleep. I can't get enough of it.
And I love my Helix mattress. So ever since I got the big and tall, I know we go on and on about it, but it's a perfect fit for me. I haven't had a mattress before that I was able to select a model from, and I'm so happy I got to do that with Helix.
And I, too, have the big and tall model, and it's perfect for my big and tall body. I loved it so much, I got a second one from a guest room.
True.
Yes, baby. And the people are sleeping great in there when they eventually do sleep in there.
Best of all, Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US, and you can get a 120-night sleep trial to make sure that it's right for you.
You also get peace of mind because Helix mattresses are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and have been recognized by experts at places like Forbes and Wired. And me. I am a sleep expert too.
Period. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy to get up to 27% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy, and make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so that they know that we sent you.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
Get yourself a Helix. Please welcome to the pod. One
From
of my favorite drag
Chicago.
queens from Chicago. One of
The
the first
icon.
queens, the legend, the doll, the Vixen.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
how y'all doing, booze?
I'm good.
100
I'm
days
living-
inside. I'm just kidding.
How are you doing, though?
I'm good. All things considered, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, stuff has been absolutely wild for you lately.
Yeah, it's been really, really strange. I'm convinced that I'm probably in a coma on a hospital bed right now, and this is just all a dream. And there's days of our lives. It's gonna be a plot twist any minute now. I know it.
That's one of my favorite perspectives of the last month that I've ever heard, that it is a fever dream.
Yeah.
Yes. This cannot be real.
Right.
Um,
No.
Well, I want to just get into it because it's something that we started talking about when we started. But so you've been getting absolutely insane hate mail, death threats, nonsense recently.
Oh, that's
More
not-
so than ever.
No, to be fair, I would say that it's actually, especially this month with everything happening with Black Lives Matter, I think my messages have definitely improved. But it's still like, I don't know, it's just human nature. Like when somebody says something like super hateful to you, it stings more. You can get 100 great messages, but like when somebody like threatens your life or like, just talks mad shit about you, it lingers on you so much more. So yeah, I posted about it on my Twitter, mostly because usually when people send me messages like that, if I have the time, I'll try to like put in perspective for them. Like, hi, I'm a human being. That show was filmed 3 years ago. You don't know me. You have no reason to be sending me a message. We're in the middle of a quarantine. I'm dealing with shit just like you. Like, don't. And when people still double down and get nasty with me, that's when I put them on blast. And of course, then I get the messages. You sent your fans to send me hate. No, I didn't send them. They just had your address. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I want to get into that whole sort of cycle, especially with the fandom with Drag Race. But you signed up to be an artist. You very early on also signed up to be an activist, but you never signed up to be an individual educator on how to treat another human being. And all of a sudden, that it's not like you're going, hey, you know what? Let me log on to a message board and spend a few hours sort of teaching people. It's like it's coming directly to the computer in your pocket. Yeah,
and that's what people don't understand is like, I mean, I wish I was, but I'm not Beyonce. Nobody's handling my social media for me. So when you send something hateful, it goes right to my pocket. And it's like, and sometimes I'm sitting right next to my mom and, trying to have a cute day or like, anything. You don't know what I could be going through in the moment. That was 3 years ago. And we're in the middle of a quarantine. So it could be all kind of shit going on. And you're sending this to a complete stranger who you saw do something that you didn't like, but it ain't had shit to do with you. And me and whoever I was into it with on the show, like that shit has long since been squashed, and it doesn't give you the right to chime in at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah,
talk
so-
about Drag Race. Because we're here.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
it's
here we
less
are.
so about not getting into like the nitty gritty of it, but more
Yeah.
about
No, I'm just
Like,
kidding. I don't mind.
when you went. First of all, you did so many iconic things on that show.
Thank
Not
you.
only with your drag, but also with your knowledge of how you were shooting a reality TV show, which I think was really
Yes.
incredible. I don't know if Miss Toto maybe retweeted it or something, but someone put that clip up of you and Cracker doing the wig challenge, and you said
Yeah.
she said about American, and you said I'm African American, and I'm like,
Yes.
that joke
then-
is incredible.
So good.
And it killed. And then we get to judges' critiques, and they're like, yeah, it just wasn't funny. And we're like, bitch, where? Y'all just
Whatever.
wanted Blair to go home. Admit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was your, I guess it's more about about your expectations, like the production experience, the actual competition and the other girls, and then like the fan reaction. Like, you walked in that workroom and you said, I'm ready to fight. Like, did you know it was going to be all of these systems that you were going to have to sort of traverse with strategy?
Honestly, after what they did to my girl Shea Coulee in season 9, I knew that I was walking into some bullshit. I mean, because honestly, I started my audition process before season 9 was finished airing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Actually, my first official phone call with the producers, like they had told me that they were interested, like via email, but the first phone call was the day after the season 9 finale. So I had to straighten my face up and be nice after I've been drinking and cursing all night because they did my girl wrong. And it was really like a moment of like, do I even want this anymore? Like, if somebody can have such a perfect track record and have the finish line moved from them in that way, and then like just have literally, it felt like they moved heaven and earth to make Shay not win. And for me, it was like, okay, this is what I'm going into, and I have to decide right now if I still want to be a part of it. Okay, well, if I'm going to be a part of it, I'm going to, make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, I've always thought that like obviously the fandom is very passionate, and that passion often teeters towards the negative and insane with the way that they interact with all of the queens. But I also think it's so wild because in other reality TV, sometimes people are just like an interview on a show, or even if they're on a franchise like a Love and Hip Hop or a Basketball Wives, like it has become more so that they turn that into a career. But it used to be like, if you were on The Real World, you just like did a season of reality TV one time. But because this is amplifying queer voices, because everyone who's competing is an artist, is trying to make a career as an entertainer, it feels like when reality TV does messy reality TV stuff, it stings a lot more on Drag Race because it feels like, wait, you're pulling the page and we want to see an even competition.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like if you go on Real World, it doesn't affect your day job. You know what I mean? But
yeah, unless you're crazy on there.
Yeah, or like even Project Runway, just the fact that you were on Project Runway, whether or not you won or lose, gives you clout as a designer. But as a drag queen, it's like, okay, sometimes if you have it good before you go on Drag Race, you might not want to go on Drag Race because, like when you think about queens like Naysha Lopez and stuff like that, who already were well respected before they went on the show, and they go on the show and shit just goes way left, it is damaging sometimes.
Do you think there's any way to know that going in other than just like the awareness that it is a show? Like some of these girls seem like they get played. Yeah, well, yeah.
If you're black, you can bet on some shade. I guess that's definitely something. And if you're white, you can bet that you can play the victim with a black girl, and that'll save you from all of your own personal faults.
Well, that is what
we've seen it over and over and over. It's happening on this season.
Uh-huh.
Well, and that's that's what I want to talk about, because that moment, I believe it was in Untucked, when you and Aquaria were like hashing it out, and then she started to cry, and you just like so succinctly were like, you see what's happening, and everyone was like, wait, what are you talking about? And you were like, you are playing the victim, and then you literally pointed at all the cameras in the room and you were like, this is the narrative. And honestly, when it happened, I was gagged that they left it in the cut.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not think that was going to make the cut at all.
You were the first queen to break the fourth wall like that.
Yeah, and what has been told to me now is that like no reality show had addressed it. So like not a Real World, not a nothing. What was it? Days, like the website and magazine Days did like did like a top 10 influential, and they awarded me because nobody had ever talked about the racism in fandoms on reality shows before. And I was like, gag. I always say what the fuck is on my mind, so I don't know the rules or what I'm not supposed to say and shit like that. So I was like, oh, nobody told me that this couldn't be discussed. But even in that moment, I remember the other girls really, really trying to steer the conversation away from race. Like when I like snap, you hear Monique going, "It's not about race. It's not about race." Because so basically, Dusty asked Aquaria, "What's the difference in Vixen making a snide comment and you making a snide comment?" And what they didn't show on camera is I pointed to my arm and said this, talking about my skin color. And that's why Aquaria starts crying. It seems kind of like really random the way that she started crying, because they cut out me like pointing out my skin. And so that's when she really, because she saw that I was about to call her out on race, basically. And so then she started to panic, and the girl started to like try to soothe her. It's not about race. It's not about, no, it is about race. We're going there. We're going there right fucking now, because if we ignore that, then I just look crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about people who say things like, because you have Black Girl Magic, a show for only Black entertainers. What do you think about when people are like, well, there's no white girl magic. Why can't we do that? What is that? It's not fair.
I don't think about those people. I don't think about those people at all. I don't fucking, that's so ignorant. That's so like willfully ignorant. Like, you can see white girl magic any time of the hell. There are 4 seasons of All Stars where you can see white girl magic. I do not need
the
that
dustiest
bullshit.
magic of all.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Fuck that. A lot of times I feel like Marie Laveau in American Horror Story. I'm just like watching all this white magic, knowing that I'm the real Supreme, but it's fine. It's fine.
Wow. So yeah, let's talk about your show. So I think it's, well,
Your franchise show.
Yes.
Yes.
You started it in 2017, right?
Actually, 2016. I get so blurry. I'm telling you, anybody can tell you, a Drag Race year is like the Bermuda Triangle. You forget so many things. But it actually started in 2016. I remember that it started in 2016 because the first Black Girl Magic was like pretty much if not just one day, a couple days before the 2016 election. And I remember being on stage in Chicago saying, we just run the World Series. And I think we just showed that we can do some things that haven't been done in hundreds of years. Maybe we can get a woman into the White House. Didn't go that way. But yeah. So it was 2016. So it's been 4 years. It'll be 4 years in November. Crazy. To go from a show at a small bar in Boys Town with 4 sickening queens, but still just 4 queens and maybe like 100 people in the audience, to go to having 35 queens from all around the country online with over 3,000 people watching, and from all over the world people watching, is so crazy. But I'm proud of my baby.
It's such an incredible thing that you
I
built.
think besides just the online thing, you also had a Black Girl Magic like happening in LA. You had one happening, like, where are the other cities? You had a New York one. Like, you just constantly are moving this show around to show Black excellence.
Well, after Drag Race and everything, I quickly figured out that people might have been afraid to book me, but they were excited to book Black Girl Magic. So it was like, if I'm gonna pay these bills, I better take the show on the road. So what I did was anytime anybody reached out, I was like, it's great that you want to book me, but like, what if we turn the night into Black Girl Magic? And what I love about that is that meant that anywhere that I went, there was Black girls were going to work that night because I was there. You know what I mean? So this last February, I did a Black History, Black Girl Magic tour, and I went to 5 different states. I couldn't tell you which states it was right now. But yeah, I did a little mini tour and got to do Black Girl Magics in different states around the country. It was really cool. And we did DragCon. We always piggyback on DragCon and, take that opportunity to get as many Black girls on stage. So we did one in Brooklyn. We had one planned for this LA DragCon this year that if I showed you the poster and how many girls agreed to be in it, you would cry.
Oh my God.
When I found out that we had to cancel that show, I was like, oh, they'll never know. But you know what? One day it'll come to be. I think I reached out to you about that show too, didn't I?
Yeah. I was gonna almost do it, but the thing about working at DragCon is when I have to do those videos, I have to wake up at 5:00 in the morning and then be at DragCon at 8 in the morning. So for me to do a show the night before is ridiculous because I'm not going to stay out until 2:00 in the morning. And if I'm performing, I'm drunk. That's like one of my key go-tos.
It's on my rider. Must be intoxicated.
It was for a minute, and then we took it off because I thought it was funny to demand a bottle of tequila backstage. But I found out that I was the only one that thought that was funny.
And the only one drinking it, so you drank a
whole
bottle
I would kill a bottle of tequila a show.
Fuck.
So I wanna know about your producer hat. Mm-hmm. Were you doing all of that before Black Girl Magic? Were you producing shows?
I had produced one show before Black Girl Magic about a month before, and it was called Powerhouse. It was a downtown show in Chicago at this swanky club called Shea Nightclub. It was really, really cool, and I got to show my chops as a producer and as a host. I did it like an award show. I changed outfits every time I came out to introduce a new girl, which is, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you I was begging the girls, please perform numbers longer than 5 minutes so that I have time to change. But it showed the community that, okay, Vixen is, stepping up. She's being serious. She's, really trying to go to the next level. So then my next show was Black Girl Magic, and people really, really showed up. So it was good.
What do you think about people saying stuff like, "Oh, Vixen is really stepping up, but you're working twice as hard as other people"? For that, for you to get that recognition, you had to change every single time to get that. But a white queen could just be in a skimpy dress and be like, "I hosted the show all night in this Target dress, and I'm living."
Yes, we miss very much. No, but
we're gonna bleep it. I'm not getting canceled.
But that was really, and that's if you've seen Chicago drag and Black Chicago drag is being very vocal right now, but that's the landscape that we were in. We did have to work twice as hard, 3 times as hard to get recognition. And when I started and when I really popped, Shea Coulee, Dita Ritz, Lucy Stool, and Vixen were the big Black queen names in Chicago, and we were still feeling second class. You know what I mean? So that's why we started doing our own shows and started producing our own shit so that we could change that narrative in Boys Town. And we did, because these Black queens now are not playing with y'all asses. Y'all better get right or get left. Ooh, my Chicago queens ain't playing. Oh my God, I'm so proud.
Now if I get a text from Lucy Stool, I cry a little bit before I open it.
I love that.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I remember the first time seeing you perform was at Lucy's Party Fabitat.
Yeah.
In the basement at Double Door, and I remember I feel like you did a Beyonce medley that was maybe 7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes long, and you ran that race. You lost a shoe at one point, but you were the most entertaining thing I had seen that whole night. I was and that was the first time I had ever seen you or met you. I think maybe you were both on the show together.
Yeah, we were both in that show. I remember.
Yeah.
It was back then, especially. I knew, when you just know that you are better at what you're doing. I was I'm just going to rub it in everyone's face every time I get on stage. I'm just, You know what I mean? So like I would have a fan, I have a wind machine, I'd have confetti,
Yes.
I'd like bring my own lights and shit. Just like you
Prop
are gonna
queen.
prop queen, stunt queen. And I did it every night. I was exhausted. I did it every number, but it was like I was seeing white queens, you know, get praised for mediocre stuff. So I just like I'm gonna make it so painfully obvious that I'm miles ahead of these girls, and I did.
It was a very impressive
really-
show. I remember that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to talk about music.
Okay.
Yes, let's talk about your music.
So you did in Cocky. We had Shay on a few weeks ago, but we talked about Cocky being like such like a trailblazing moment in drag queen music. I think for a few reasons. One, it was really dope to see like the world was learning who Shea Coulee was, and when she did that, she was also like, "Oh, and this is the Vixen, and this is Lila Starr." Like, get into it, and that was incredible. And then two, just like the sound, like the Jeremiah, like the sort of more progressive
that Chicago
club.
house.
Yeah, exactly.
And 3, you said, "Let me get my 10s," and then you were on season 10.
That was wishful thinking. That was wishful thinking. I was still in the
Iconic
audition.
wishful thinking. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was. I was still in the audition process when we filmed the video, so I was just like, this could either be a really cool thing later, or it'll fly over everybody's head. So it worked out. Yeah, but that when Shay got back and she started working on her album, I had done a song with Joy and Electra and Lucy Stool and a bunch of other queens, and I really went ham on that song. And so Shay got back and she saw that video and she was impressed. And so she asked me to write some things for her. So when she played Cocky for me, I thought that I was writing a verse for her. And then she was like, "I think you should do this." And I was like, "Ah!" And so I tweaked some things to make it like actually sound like it was coming from me. But yeah, she guided me with that. And really, like, to Shay's credit, and that's just the kind of bond that me, Shay, Lucy, and those girls have had, is like, wherever I'm going, I'm taking you with me. And you're gonna go places, and you take and we leapfrogging. That me and Shay's other song, Room, is literally about that pact. I'm the baddest bitch in the room until I go to the next room. So like we know that the system is set up to only let one black girl win at a time. So push me up so that I can get my win, and I will pull you up so that you can get yours. When I go in this room, you can be the baddest bitch in this room when I go over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I
love that.
We're just gonna leapfrog and be the baddest bitches in the rooms. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna leave this space open for you, and I'm gonna make sure that it's yours when I leave, so that, you know, we continue that. And that's what Shay did for me. That's what I am doing with Bambi and like all the other girls coming up in Chicago right now. Is like, you know, like, it only helps you for me to advance, because the higher I get, the higher I can pull you up. So like, let's just keep doing that. Yeah.
And you know, it's so interesting, especially in a time right now where it feels like so many people who thought they were being progressive or thought they had really sort of inclusive ideals, their eyes are being opened to things like implicit bias and things like systems of racism that sort of they go like, "Oh, I didn't understand that there was a school to prison pipeline," you know, those sort of things.
Yeah.
And I think it's really great to sort of be specific about that you're saying, I'm not just making a place for a Chicago drag queen, I'm making place for a Chicago black drag queen, because this, like, you know, when everyone goes like marriage equality, like that really was like a white issue that was being brought forward and sort of draped in the idea of this is an LGBTQ advancement. But like, girl, it was a white G advancement is what it was.
Yeah. Because tax purposes, right?
Right.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Everyone is all love is love. And you're like, girl, love is your bank account because now you can pay less taxes because y'all got married.
Right. And, yeah, I remember I was, in 2009, I was awarded some kind of award from the HRC, and they were like, you know, so like, "Oh, you're the first black person that we've ever like had as an award recipient." And it was everybody was still on that Obama high, so there was a lot of first blacks happening everywhere. And like, first of all, it was called a scholarship. There was no money involved. They threw this
What?
gala. They threw this gala to have me like do the acceptance speech and everything. All these like politicians, $25,000 plates. I was allowed to bring one person. My name is on the fucking banner over the thing, and I can only have one guest because y'all. This is a dog and pony show for you to pat yourselves on the back, pat yourselves on the black. Yes.
Ooh.
And so afterwards, I met a lot of like influential gays and stuff like that, and I reached out to the HRC because I wanted to do a petition to allow men who have sex with men to give blood, and that was what I was working on as an activist in Chicago. And they were like, "Ooh, actually, right now we're focusing all of our efforts on, marriage equality and don't ask, don't tell. Like, we really can't." I was like, "I can't get a retweet. Y'all won't fucking. You can't share the petition." So basically, you just paraded me around for the media so that you could say that you awarded a black person something in the age of Obama. Okay, great. Yeah.
So, were you in drag?
No, back then I was in heavy chalky makeup because mistakes. But
I was gonna say you didn't even get a booking fee and only could bring one guest. Wow.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And
How can they call it a
saying,
scholarship and not give you money? That is a gag.
That is just the white man being like, "Look, we did something nice. You got to come be a part of this thing. Don't you feel good about being a part of this thing?"
Exactly. It's the same performative, activism that we're seeing right now. I just watched this Voss Events Pride Castle thing, and it was a fool.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, I didn't watch it. My friends are in there. What happened?
My friends are in there, too, but it was like...
Okay, good.
So it's supposed to be... they are supposed to be having this like Black Lives Matter conversation in like conjunction with Pride and everything like that, which I thought was great. And they have Candace Cain leading the conversation and hosting, which Candace Cain is a legend. She's sickening, but
she's not black.
Why on a panel of queens of color do you give the hosting seat to a white woman? Like, I don't like that is such a misstep.
And explain why it is a misstep, because I'm sure that there's people that listen to this that don't understand, but like for me it's a misstep because Candace Cain has not had the same experience. Candace Cain as a trans woman has had a lot of terrible experiences, I'm sure, but they are not the same. And I'm not saying they're bad or worse or better or whatever. It's just not the same thing, so you can't have the same conversation. Right. And when you're trying to have a genuine conversation about race relations with a cast of queens of color, putting a white person at the helm of that it deflects because you're still putting a white person in a seat of power in this conversation. And two, it's like the people answering the questions are going to feel timid about what they're saying because they're saying to a white person they have to consider your fragile emotions on how I'm going to respond. And, Drag Race girls are already conditioned to not make white people uncomfortable because that affects our paycheck. And so it was more of the same, and it was just disappointing. The biggest thing that I was disappointed with that is that Brandon Voss, or not Brandon Voss, one of the bosses, called me and told me about this event and was like, you've been at the head of these conversations for so long, like we'd really love to have you involved. And I was thinking, oh, great. What do you need? And he was like, we would love it if you would submit a question to these queens for a panel. And I was like, So you admit that I have been leading this conversation for so long, and my reward for that is that I get to chip in Dear Abby questions to girls who have, frankly, already been complacent with you because that's why you're comfortable booking them in the first place, is because they haven't said anything that made you uncomfortable. Now it's time to be uncomfortable. So I watched the show in earnest. I was like, I still want to support the girls. It's all going to charity, so I bought the video to watch. And the second that they mentioned my name, every girl in the room like tensed up. Like you could tell that, because that's the culture, is don't talk about the Vixen. Nobody brings up that shit, right? And I was like, that told me everything I needed to know about what goes on and what conversations I had about me when I'm not in the room. Is like the second you hear my name, everybody tensed up, and then you like cracked a joke about me walking off the reunion when I was being blatantly disrespected and ignored about these very issues that you are here to talk about today. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to No,
plug
it's
that,
fine.
but
No,
that-
it's really true because so many people are going like, yeah, but Black Lives Matter is like really happening right now. You're like, right now? Like it's not new, and you're a prime example of someone who walked in the room saying, "Hello, global stage. I'm ready to have these conversations. I'm ready to challenge the way you think. I'm ready to be an example of how you can like move through uncomfortable conversations to like enlighten yourself." And everyone was like, "She's aggressive. Like she's too confrontational. She's like, we want this show to be fun." And now people are circling back and being like, "Oh, you really were talking about that on your season and prior to even being on television."
Yeah, and so like when they asked me to, even though I was like shocked that they only wanted me to submit a question, I was like, you know what? It's still all for the greater good. I'm gonna submit a question, whatever. And to like instantly be disrespected like that was like, wow, fuck. Especially from another Black queen. Damn. I can't. I can't.
Well, and that also circles back to a bigger conversation that a lot of people are having right now, which is like intention versus impact.
Yes. Shay taught me that.
Yes, and we've been having this conversation a lot, and like that conversation has happened with me a lot just in my career as a performer, where someone will be like, I know your intention was this, but the impact from that was actually this negative thing in which you need to like figure out and talk to someone and like whatever. And so everyone there is filming what they think is an entertainment show, you know what I mean? They're like, let's do jokes, let's have looks, let's turn lip syncs. And so the intention is like, we want to entertain everyone, but the impact of that kind of a joke, you go like, oh, that's actually related to something that is way more serious than just a reference from Drag Race.
Yeah, and had it been like any other Hate Queen Kiki, I probably wouldn't have mind like that joke, but you're literally sitting here talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, and then the second my name is brought up, you discredit me and my experience. So it was like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, and that also is related to the idea of like, now at this point, there are over 100 queens in this sisterhood of the franchise. It's like, there's not a group text for the whole squad.
And the thing is, with Black Girl Magic, I put a lot of money in a lot of these girls' pockets now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just don't get that. I don't, and I had, Naomi was in Black Girl Magic in December. I'm not aiming anything at her. If there's one thing that you can check my track record, I do not take joy in coming after another Black queen. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying, like, I watched this right before we started this conversation. So I'm just a little hurt by it, but yeah, we can move on.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Ooh, ah. And we're black. Have you seen Wicked? Do you know Wicked?
Yeah, I love Wicked.
Who's your favorite character in Wicked?
Okay, I mean, honestly, it's got to be. That's loaded. Because Wicked is racially charged.
It is.
I mean, honestly, I identify with Elphaba the most. Honestly, but I live for Galinda. That bitch.
Yes, that bitch floats around in bubbles. What's wrong with her?
And
she like a normal person.
And she's like the perfect archetype of like a well-intentioned like white feminist ally. She's like, I want to help, but you're making it so hard.
Oh my God. Well, listen, now if you need help understanding race relations in America, just go see Wicked. That's right. We'll endorse that. Please don't take that seriously, anyone on the internet.
So you, when quarantine first started, which was
this is.
a
Are we
year and a
about to
half
get into some
ago?
investigative journalism here?
Well, I remember. I think I saw something on your Instagram where you were like, I haven't been doing shows because I'm staying with my mom for the first little bit and I didn't bring any drag or something like that. So what has your quarantine journey been? Because did you go like spend time with family and then now you had to sort of be like, oh, this is not a short-lived thing. Like we really got to like bring the production here.
Exactly. So when they were saying that this quarantine was going to roll out and everything, my mom was like, well, why don't you come down for the weekend? Like at least, because I live alone and I hate being alone. So my mom's like, I know you being stuck in the house is going to drive you crazy. So she was like, come down for the weekend. And I thought I would be there for 3 days. I was there for 3 months.
Damn.
Yeah. We got down and like after I got there, things got worse. New Orleans, Louisiana, where I was, had some of the highest cases. And my mom is a respiratory therapist, so she was in the thick of it. And so I didn't want to leave her. And so I shipped my keys to my friends and had my friends ship me half of my house. And luckily my mom's doing pretty good. She has a lot of guest rooms and a swimming pool. So I was able to build a studio at her place and like, I was able to really, really set up and be productive there and, be able to see my mom and like have some quality time at the same time. So it was good. But I'm home now and now it's all work.
Yeah. So what does that look like for you with this? Besides you just did the huge Black Girl Magic online show.
It's right now what I'm trying to do is just figure out the best way to be helpful. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, because I've always been vocal, there's so many people coming to me for everything. And I don't want to burn myself out because that's just number one. 2, I don't want to be tokenized like I was on this Bossy Fan show. I don't want to be, I don't want to be exploited in this moment. I want to make sure that I'm being fair to myself and actually doing things that help and create real change. So my first thing was like, okay, I know that all of these Black queens are getting asked to do all of these fundraisers and charities and all of this other stuff. So let me make sure that Black Girl Magic has as many queens as possible and that we get them paid, because I know a lot of people are going to be asking them to do shit for free this month, which makes no sense. How are you supporting the Black Lives Matter movement by making Black entertainers work for free? I'm not about that. But so I took the opportunity and said yes to as many things as I could and made sure that I promoted Black Girl Magic at the same time. And I can say, we had a little bit of a larger cast, but every Black Girl Magic, I do a group tip pot and I split it out with all of the girls. I am so proud to say that the tip pot this month was 4 times what it usually is.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So literally when I tipped all the girls out, they messaged me back because they thought I made a mistake. They were like, I don't think you meant to send me this much money. And I was like, no, baby, I got you. I looked up, Black Girl Magic is the one thing that I can control and like actually help other Black people. So that was like really big to me to be able to put some money in these girls' pockets. It's dope.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
We've been making money other ways. Like I've been just eating videos online for people, and some people maybe made OnlyFans. And
I knew you were salivating to get to this.
I was not salivating. What do you mean? This is journalism. Boom, boom.
I see you following my boy Twitter. I know what's up.
Yeah,
you must be talking to Dipper.
The OnlyFans is new, right?
The OnlyFans, I started the OnlyFans at the beginning of quarantine, but honestly, my friends have been trying to talk me out of doing OnlyFans for about a year. And, they're like...
Why? Talk you out of it?
Because it's just the respectability politics of drag. Everybody was like, you don't know how that's going to hurt your career, or like what doors that'll close in the future. And I was like, okay, so I've had a naughty boy Twitter for a while because I was like gearing up and trying to get the courage to do an OnlyFans. And with quarantine, it was like a perfect excuse to be like, oh no, all my gigs are canceled. I have to start it. But I had galleries of content saved up already. I'm ready for this. Yeah. Yeah. So if you like what you see or like what you hear, I should start doing ASMRs. Yeah. Subscribe to onlyfans.com/Untucked Tony.
Come on, Untucked Tony.
Yeah, which even because my naughty boy Twitter is Tony Untucked. So like that's such a fun thing for me to like take that Drag Race brand and twist it with my dick. That's fun.
Oh my God.
So what is the reaction to Untucked Tony? People like what they see.
People are loving with it.
I have lots of faithful subscribers. Yeah.
We're getting those 3-month subscriptions.
Yeah. I did bundles this month because I was doing so much in drag, I knew that I wouldn't have to like really worry about money. So what I did was I made my OnlyFans 50% off, and I'm going to donate a portion of that to the Black Lives Matter movement. And when I say that, it sounds vague, so let me be clear. I have bills like everybody else, and I know how much money I have to pay those bills. Anything that I make over that amount of money is going to the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah. I mean, it's also really
That's
interesting
deep.
about donating because people are also learning more about like donation politics. Like, for instance, like your story about HRC, everyone's like, oh yeah, HRC, like a great place to donate money. But you're like, yeah, it might be a great place to donate like $100,000 or like whatever, because then that money will actually like move around the organization. But if you donate $100, like that literally goes into processing the donation, their website, paying their staff. Like that doesn't actually reach anyone.
Yeah.
And so we're doing some stuff with Race Chaser where we're doing a fundraiser, and we were like, we're gonna donate the money, but we're going to see who needs the money once we have it in hand. Because, if a new protest pops up, like some bail funds will need the money. Or if a lot of organizations have been saying like, we're flush now, so pivot that money somewhere else.
Well, that's why when I did the makeup, I was like, I want to make sure that it goes to the LGBTQ plus freedom fund, because it's like, it's a fund that lasts longer than just what's happening in the moment. Like it's going to help pay for people's legal bills and stuff long after this is over.
Yeah, I've been focusing on, supporting bail funds and signing every petition I can. And even like, I try to, sometimes people will randomly Venmo me now. It's just like white guilt bubbles up and they just send me a Venmo. And
I got a lot of money on Juneteenth.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been taking that, and like when I sign a petition, I'll like give a small donation to that petition too. Just because I'm like, I appreciate it. And, like I've definitely been ostracized and punished for being vocal for a long time, so I appreciate like this like moment in the limelight, but I'm not gonna misappropriate it and just keep everything for myself. I know how much I need to survive and to thrive, and I'm still gonna, if I'm gonna be about it, then I need to still be donating and giving things back to the community. So that's what I'm on.
I love that. Well, that's what your Untucked Tony is on as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait, so speaking of, I know we talked earlier about some digital performances. I saw you have a new song called is it called Bitch I'm From Chicago? No.
Oh, it's called Chicago. Yeah, Chicago.
But does the graphics say bitch?
Yeah, the album art is Obama standing at the podium, and it says, "Bitch, I'm from Chicago."
Yeah, which is so funny because Mystique, who said that on Drag Race, is like famously like only spent a small amount of time in Chicago, which I think is very funny.
Yeah. I felt a little funny about like claiming her catchphrase, but it's like I am actually from Chicago. And we had Mystique in the last Lego Magic, so we cool. But yeah, so the song Chicago is really, it was my way of, after Drag Race and all the drama, I wanted to really put into context why I am who I am and why I do what I do. And so the song kind of talks about growing up on the South Side, how I became activated as an activist, and how I applied that to Drag Race situations. So I say things like, they move the finish line and say we overstep, and y'all still don't get it yet. They poke at us, call it a test. Bitch, go have your cigarette. Like, it's like,
yes,
because I want people to be able to connect my background and my upbringing to my behavior on Drag Race, and like hopefully like get a better understanding of it. So, yeah, I'm really proud of that song because Chicago Pride is like my number one agenda. So.
And there was that really amazing performance that you did with Circuit Mom. Yeah. I watched that show, and it was so cool. Where did they film that? Because you had like all these really cool. The stage was sick, and all the screens, and you had cameos from all these girls. Like, it was really amazing.
Yeah, they took us to this studio space that was very calm down Beyonce with the LED lights and everything. And luckily, I've had the song Chicago for a while, and I've had like some projection screen images, and so we put those onto the screens and just ripped it. And me and the girls from Black Girl Magic bounced around and got our lives. And then I went to my best friend's patio because he lives in the downtown area, so you get a great view. And I just wanted to be as Chicago as possible. I'll put out an official video in the winter. I feel like a Chicago song needs snow.
Well, and that is why I live in Los Angeles now. Very true. That's very true. That's amazing. It was just like, it was so cool also to see, it was just cool to see you performing and like the squad behind you, and it was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Now on to some other things. Did you see the video of performing in a packed bar recently to Rain on Me?
That is surprising for so many reasons. No, I didn't see that. I think
how unfortunate.
I think my phone has figured out not to ever show me anything with her name attached to it.
Okay.
You know how you mute words and stuff on Twitter and things? I think I really, if you told me that she moved to a different planet, I believe you. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about that. I wish her the best.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh my gosh.
Bless
yeah,
her
I mean,
heart.
it's a gag because these bars, like, you know, it was in a state where a bar is open, and the bar, you know, they want to make money. They're trying to make money, but it is, I mean, yet again speaks to how fucked up our government is. Like, it's just, it's a catch-22. Yeah,
it falls on, because I'm not trying to blame anyone who was at that bar. I'm not trying to blame, like, that was their prerogative to go, and
you're
to
trying
them,
to blame someone. Let's be honest.
But if
I'm going to blame her for not wearing a mask. But then I guess you can't see the lip sync.
Well,
so what are we going to do?
You clear vinyl
Here's the thing.
over your mouth.
I just don't see myself
so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen that. Like some of them just have the one that just like sits around the lower half of their face. But I just don't see myself like traveling, flying, or performing until like 2021. Like, truly, I just don't think it's going to be a real thing.
Sadly, we're at the point where we have to make the decision for ourselves what is best for our safety, because our government is just being like, yeah, sure, open up. I don't give a shit. Okay. And so when some states are closed and some states are open, it's very confusing to know like what state of emergency we're actually in. Mm-hmm. And so I get why people went out, because one, a lot of us have been quarantined. I was a good girl for a long time. With the quarantine. I will admit that I have not been as vigilant lately because I'm fucking, stressed about it, and I don't do well alone. So I haven't been great recently, but Chicago is opening back up too, and I'm trying to gauge, and just doing what feels safe for me. I personally have a small group of friends that has only been interacting with each other, and that's just how we get through it.
I think that that's extremely responsible. I don't think that's lax. Still keeping it small and in a smallest circle is, I think, appropriate.
Yeah.
It's going out to a crowded bar that I'm still just like, unless everyone's in a mask and there's like circles on the floor.
Yeah.
But then why are you even going? I guess just to support the bar?
Because I haven't seen anyone in 100 days, Dipper.
Okay.
That's why I'm going. I need out.
Well, on that note, I don't want to see you anymore, Meatball. So we're going to end. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. I love you both so much. It's good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you too.
So your Instagram is what?
At the Vixen's World. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Venmo, and YouTube at The Vixen's World. My website is thevixensworld.com, something shit like that. And then, of course, You can find me on OnlyFans at Untucked Tony.
Ooh,
That's the one. Untucked
That's
Tony.
the tea, honey.
Thanks so much for listening
Well, thanks
to
so much
Sloppy
for listening to Sloppy
Seconds.
Seconds.
You can follow us on Instagram. No,
Instagram
don't do
at
this to me.
SloppyPod.
Sloppy
Send
Pod.
us
You
an
can send
email
us
at
an email at
sloppysecondspod@gmail.com, or you can call your fuck story
at
213-536-9180. Big Dipper's Instagram is at Big Dipper Jelly. Mine is Spiciest Meatball, and my Twitter is Fat Drag Meatball. Don't forget to subscribe and send us a message, and you don't miss an episode.
Okay, I guess you beat me then.
Ooh, ah.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
bye.
Will. Bye.
Bye.
Doodle-doo-doo. Forever Dog. Sloppy Seconds is a Forever Dog podcast.
Executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey.
Mixed and mastered by Will Pitts.
Our cover art was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.